Hey guys, Kevin here. What I'd like to do in this video is show you a WordPress plugin called Tasty Recipes. As the name suggests, it is a recipe plugin for WordPress, and I've did a review as usual. You know the routine. I do a review and I do a video. So check that out. This was designed by the guys from Pinch of Yum, which is a recipe blog, a food blog. And if you look at the blog, it was really well designed, their blog, but when you go down to the actual instructions area, it's kind of based on this with instructions and notes and all that. So it retails at $79 there, so that gives you a year of updates, a year of support, and you get a 15-day money-back guarantee. It's a list of the features here. You can import lots of different from different WordPress recipe plugins. It's the schematic markup and all that's there for SEO, and nutritional info and all that. So I gave them an email and they kindly sent me the plugin. So let's show you that. So one thing I would say is, in some regards it's quite limited. There isn't an options page because everything is done through the WordPress visual editor. But you see here under the settings area there are converters. So if you've got any of these WordPress plugins, Easy Recipe, Meal Planner Pro, WP Ultimate Recipe, Yum Yum Recipe Card and Zip List, you can import your recipes from these plugins into Tasty Recipes. So that's pretty good. And there is a note on their website here that, you know, these converters have essentially been set up through customer requests. Customer has said, well, I want to, you know, import data from this plugin, and they've developed it. So if there's any recipe plugin that you're using and it's not listed here, I would give them an email, because they probably will try and accommodate you and set up a converter for it. So when you've set it up, you will see in posts and pages, you will see this button, add recipe. Now in this particular post here, it's the default hello world one. You can see that when it's in the text, you will see the shortcode that's powering it. And when you click on the visual editor, this is how I've set it up. Now, I can, when you add recipe, this will allow me to add a new recipe. You can see here I can add a title, author name, description, ingredients, instructions, and notes. You can assign an image at the top, and you can see here for all of these there is a visual editor, so you can upload images and, you know, format the text, put lists and things like that, make everything look pretty. At the bottom you can put information about the food itself. You can put prep time, cook time, all these different things. Nutrition, you've got calories, carbohydrates, fiber, protein. I mean, depending on what what recipe you're listing, you might want to put in some of these things but not others. But if I click on edit, you can see the one that I've got here. Now, this was just, I didn't write this recipe myself. I just took a recipe from Pinch of Yum just to help me see how it all works. And you can see how it works. You know, you can list different ingredients and things like that. It's there for the sweet potato noodle salad. So for here I've not got it bold, so make that bold. Then it's got the instructions, which is basically how you cook it, and then it's got notes and detail. Like, I just kind of added some of these things in. Serving size 2, you know what I mean? So what I'll do is I'll preview this and you'll get an idea of how it works. Now this just gives you an idea of how it all is laid out. Got the instructions there, notes, ingredients, nutrition, etc. So the way this is set up, this isn't a theme, it is a plugin. So this will work with any WordPress theme, any design. This will integrate with it, and you can integrate the recipes into any blog post. So that's quite cool that you can do that. It isn't limited in the fact that you can only have a page of recipes. You can integrate this into pages, into posts, into anything you want. So you could add a recipe to any existing article that you've got on your website. I've been quite impressed with it, but I guess from from a pro's point of view, Very easy to use, very straightforward. From a negative point of view, or for a suggestion point of view, if you want to put a positive spin in it, I think there's some room for growth. I think there's some things that you should maybe add to it. For starters, you probably notice right away that this doesn't use a custom post type. Now, normally when a WordPress plugin, is set up for a plugin like this, when it's adding data, it's normally set up as a custom post type. So you've got posts, media, pages. You would maybe have recipes. And I'm sure you've seen this on other WordPress plugins where you've got contact forms, you've got gallery, you've got all these different things, and they're saved as a custom post type. Now, the benefit of that is that it gives you a little bit of leeway. It means that you can set up things in a unique way. But for this, it seems a little bit limited in a way. Like, for example, here you can see this category and things like that, but there isn't any categories that you can modify. There's not a page for, here for posts, custom post type, you've got categories and tags. Same with different, when you set up a gallery, I've not got anything installed at the moment. When you set up a gallery, you normally have categories and tags and things like that as well. Now, you don't have that in this plugin. It's something that I think would really help it, would help you categorize your recipes. And there isn't any widgets either. Now, I think widgets would be really useful, and it's probably easier for them to set it up when you have a custom post type. You could have random recipe, featured recipe, latest recipes. You could have popular recipes, ones with the most comments, ones with the highest star ratings, all that kind of thing. I think a few widgets like that would really enhance the plugin. It would really give it more versatility. And I think it's important for me to say that because this isn't a free plugin, it is a premium plugin. And when you do pay money, $79, when you pay for a plugin like this, you do expect the little fine touches like that, and it doesn't seem to have it at the moment. Now, they are continuing to develop it. They are adding more features, but I just feel there's a few areas that it could be a little bit better. Now, another example of that as well, like when you set up a custom post type in WordPress, you will see it will auto save, and you can see here there's revisions and things like that. Now, this happens in pages, and when a plugin is designed correctly with a custom post type, auto save is there. Now, there is a risk, because this hasn't been set up as a custom post type, there is a risk that you could be, it's maybe better to show you this one. You could, there we go. You could be, spending a lot of time, and you could be adding all this. And then, for example, you spent 30 minutes writing this recipe, and then for whatever reason, your browser crashes, your internet goes down, something happens, then you'll lose the recipe because it isn't a custom post type, so it's not going to auto-save. I think it'd be good as well. I think it needs more customization options. It needs to give users the ability, for example, to put details higher up, to rename things like ingredients, instructions. Perhaps you could rename it to something else. How do you cook this? I don't know, but really you want to be putting more options in it for the user. Ingredients, descriptions. You want to be able to change these fields, and ideally you want to be able to change the name of those fields, but also drag and drop them into a different position. And for things like details and nutrition, it would be good if you could add your own custom fields, because there's perhaps certain fields that other people would need, because let's face it, everyone uses plugins for different reasons. They all use it in a different way. So I think from a customization point of view, it is lacking, but it is a very good plugin. It's very easy to use. I can see why people will buy this, because if you want to add like professional recipes like this, it's going to look good. But you can see here, like this print recipe, this print here. Now, I think because it's a preview, oh, it's working. I did a preview before, and because I hadn't published it, the print wouldn't work. But you can see here, the preview is a lovely little touch. I really like that. It's got a link to the article online. It says find it online. I just like the way that the print is set out. It's really good, because a lot of people who will be printing recipes from the internet will be wanting to print them, save them and store them somewhere in their kitchen. Overall, I really like the plugin. I think it's good, but I do think that longer term, because there are other free and premium recipe plugins out there, I think they need to do maybe a little bit more to stand out. Give customers a little bit more customization options, more features, change the fields, tags, categories, perhaps set it up differently as a custom post type, just to give people more flexibility, perhaps some widgets. At the moment, it's kind of like, you add the recipe, but the way it's set up is, you know, that it's only assigned to this article. Now you can copy this to another article by simply copying and pasting the shortcode, but I don't know, I just feel that it'd be more customizations would be good. I think it's good though, because I think recipe websites and food websites, food blogs and that, they can be very, very popular. You can make a lot of money from it. There's a lot of blogs like this. I think they used to do income reports, but they don't anymore. But there's a lot of people out there making good money with food blogs. So if you're, you know, if you love your food, if you love cooking, and you don't know what to do for your next project, please do check out Tasty Recipes. It might be exactly what you're looking for. I'm hoping to keep adding more features to it, but it's not a bad plugin. It's a very good plugin. It looks good. Perhaps some styling options would be good as well when I think about it. Please do check it out though. They do have a 15-day money back guarantee. But if there's anything I've not covered in this, please do leave a comment or drop them an email and ask any questions that aren't covered on the official website. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.